Hey and welcome, I'm Hammeh. A couple of new little bits of news for you today on the sound, data mining, data sorting front, if you will. First things first, Summer Games music, what it sounds like is now in the game. I'll play that for you and have a little speculate as to what we might see these Summer Games. Winston has some new voice lines on Horizon. Some of these I haven't heard in game, so check those out as well. There are some cool little bits of voice work that appear to be coming to Necropolis. I haven't heard these yet, I'd like to know if you have. And last but not least, a roundup of a few little bits of news from the PTR client yesterday. First things first, what is probably the summer game music? Now, credit to Sombra, yeah, that is someone called Sombra, who spends a lot of time poking around the Overwatch game files. I've jumped into the game files afterwards and I've found this file as well. So this is legit, it's in the live client right now. What do you think of this for summer games music? So, all very dramatic sounding, loving that. Now, two things from that I'd speculate. This is going to headcanon territory here, mark that now. It's very, very epic sounding. It doesn't sound Brazilian, of course. We've moved on from the Summer Games in Rio last year. So here's the thing. The dev team have said that they're going to be repeating events. What they've not specifically said is that they're going to be totally carbon copies. Although I think we might get lucioball. How about if the Summer Games has moved to a different country, like the Olympics would? Now, at the very least, this could mean that we get lucioball with a new skinned stadium or map, and the music is changing. Because we're moving country, maybe we'll get different themed Olympic skins, like last time we had weightlifter, we had soccer or lucioball, and we also had tracer for athletics. We'll get different themed Olympic skins or Summer Game skins for different heroes, and perhaps, maybe even, we'll get a new brawl mode, a new Olympic sport that's not lucioball, and maybe lucioball will be added in, and we'll get a new brawl as well. Wouldn't that be awesome? As for that music and to what country it could represent, I have no idea. It sounds pretty heroic to me. Who knows? Okay, there are some sweet new voice lines for Winston on Horizon in particular, a few little speeches. Before we get onto those, tolerate me this for a second. Now, there's been a lot of new music in the game recently. Obviously, we've had Necropolis, Castillo, Black Forest, also we have Horizon, and of course, not too long ago, there has of course been Uprising. So if you remember these bits of music from any of those, let me know. But I heard this and began wondering as to whether these could be from a future event or map potentially. There are several other bits of what appear to be new or new since I last checked music. Now, some of these sound like bits from Uprising, but others, like that last clip I just played you, have the notes in or the feel of the music from Oasis if you listen to it again. So my headcanon is some kind of map setting in Oasis, or maybe even the beginnings of some kind of evil Talon event, like the evil Talon equivalent of Uprising, where we get a little bit of story or lore or something in future. You're going to tell me that those bits of music are probably from Uprising, and that's fine, I can't remember everything, but do let me know what you think. Do you recognise those clips, that little last clip in particular? It's really getting on my nerves, so I'd love to know. Do let me know in the comments. Okay, now some cool new voice lines for Winston. Now, I haven't heard these in game on Horizon, but Winston has got a lot of voice work for Horizon that's behind the scenes. Firstly, here are a few little clips that I think are from him talking on Horizon about various things happening here.
Doesn't look like they come in here much. They must be in another part of the base. They say you can never go home again. I wonder what's happened here since I escaped.
Winston's saying that maybe the others have gone to different parts of the base. Could we see different parts of Horizon in future? That'd be pretty cool in terms of expanding the level or showing us something new. Now, Winston has two pretty long speeches. I have not heard these in game. Let me know if you have. They'd be very rare voice lines if so. Here's the first. I'll explain the reference afterwards.
That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering. Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every saint and sinner in history lived there.
Now, Winston is quoting Carl Sagan here, an American astronomer, cosmologist, astrobiologist and astrophysicist. This is a particular quote from a reflection that Sagan was making on a photo that he'd requested from the satellite Voyager 1, from a record distance of about 6 billion kilometres away. Voyager 1 had completed its primary mission and was leaving our solar system. NASA managed to turn the satellite around at the request of Sagan to take one last photograph of Earth as it disappeared and dropped out of contact forever. This is the photo that I've had up on the screen. It's called Pale Blue Dot, and like the next quote, Sagan is giving context as to how small in some ways we are as part of the universe and the wonder of what might lie beyond. Now, Sagan was standing on the shoulders of giants, and about 30 years or so earlier, a very, very well-known American author had, after the first moon landings, got similarly inspired, and was probably the inspiration for Sagan. This is Winston's second quote.
To see the Earth as it truly is, small and blue and beautiful, in that eternal silence where it floats, is to see ourselves as riders on the Earth together. Brothers, on that bright loveliness in the eternal cold. Brothers who know now they are truly brothers.
Winston there is quoting Archibald MacLeish, American poet and writer associated with a modernist school of writing and had 3 Pulitzer Prizes, so not too shabby at all. Now, MacLeish wrote this after the first moon landing. It's talking about humanity's conception of ourselves has always depended on how we see Earth. If you see Earth from space, and MacLeish was saying as Earth has been seen from space when he wrote this pretty much for the first time in the late 60s, we realise how small a part we are of everything, and it gives us perspective as to how effectively we're all in the same boat. We're all brothers. Okay, before we finish up, a few little Necropolis voice lines. Now, I've not heard these in game again. Do let me know if you have. Farah's got this one. I presume it's when she walks through the place where Anna is staying on Necropolis.
So this is where Mom's been hiding.
Now, I haven't heard, or I swear I've heard someone mention the Anna line. I've got the second half of this, but I think that if Anna and Jack spawn on the same level, then Anna says, "You can stay in here, Jack, we're adults." And I've got the second half from Soldier 76, which I think goes with it, where he says,
"I'm fine where I am."
Now, do let me know if you heard that in game, but that's quite funny if so. It's a Soldier being a gentleman and sleeping in his own area, letting Anna have her own space. Final couple of bits of news for you. You will no longer get removed, apparently, for inactivity in the training grounds. On the PTR, people are fiddling with new settings and not getting booted, so that's good news. There are also, speaking of fiddling with settings, new crosshair settings. Jump into the menu, you can see these on the PTR, and you can tweak away to customise your crosshairs in a whole bunch of different ways. Again, another requested feature that Blizzard have implemented. Last but not least, the loot box duplicate change I discussed briefly in last night's video seems to be working well. Lots of people are opening 4 to 5 loot boxes in a row from reports and not getting a single duplicate. Loot boxes, when this goes live on live, will be more rewarding. So remember, loot box contents are generated at the point of earning them. There is no point hoarding your loot boxes or even buying them until this patch goes live. So any that you earn between now and when this patch goes live, open them. If you're going to buy basic boxes and not wait for Summer Games for some reason, I would wait until this patch is live as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you've not checked out my Bastion lore voice lines and interactions and Arisa lore voice line and interactions, latest in that series, do check them out in the playlists below. I've linked them here too. More Overwatch lore as usual coming up in the next few days and in the weeks, months and years ahead. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.